Hi, I'm Andrew, and welcome back to the Neon Knitter. This is week 3 of Vloguary, and it is Tuesday, January 10th. So you might recall that I filmed Sunday's progress yesterday morning, Monday morning, and you haven't seen yesterday's progress yet. Well, that's because yesterday I made a mistake in my shawl, and so I spent a good chunk of yesterday ripping it out because as soon as I made the mistake, I immediately got frustrated and had to set it down for a while before I could pick it back up and fix it. So I only knit 3 rows yesterday. Yeah, I only knit 3 rows yesterday. And then today I only knit, let me think here, 5 rows I think. So since you've seen it last, it's only gotten 8 rows put on it. So here is my progress. I am now on section 5. So I have finished row 8 of section 5. Last time you saw it, I had just finished section 4. So, yeah. Also, the rows are getting longer and a little more slog. A little more of a slog, but it doesn't bother me too much. Also, I'm wearing Zoolandia by Stephen West. I used 2 skeins of LRA Phoenix DK print. I don't remember the color number, but I got it on clearance at Stephen B. So, it's a DK weight yarn, 100% cotton, mercerized cotton, I think. Even though the pattern calls for fingering, I use DK. But, anyways. Also, yesterday I told you guys I would show you what I was wearing. Obviously I didn't film last night. This has been a while since you've seen it because yesterday morning I filmed Sunday's progress, and so that was the end of week 2. So this is a whole separate video from that, but I'm still going to show you because I told you I would. So this is Claude by Stephen West. And I made this shawl entirely for free. So a couple years ago, it was October of 2020, Stephen B had an outdoor socially distanced, because it was 2020, the height of the pandemic, they had an outdoor socially distanced yarn giveaway, kind of sort of. They just had a bunch of tables set up right outside their front door full of free yarn, and even if you go there on a regular basis, they usually have a bin of free yarn right inside the door, sitting on the bench right inside the door. They usually have a bin of free yarn. It's usually nothing good, but sometimes I'll find something. Like I found an entire mini skein set once that was, I'll just tangle it and I untangle it, so I'll find things like that. Anyways, so all of this yarn was at the free yarn giveaway that they had in October of 2020. I don't remember exactly what day, but it was one day only. So you might not even be able to notice that this is 2 different black yarns. And I think there might be some acrylic in this and some natural fibers. A lot of what they had was partial skeins and things missing its labels, and yeah. The only thing that was a full brand new skein that had its label was the yellow, and no, I don't remember what it was, but anyways. So yeah, this shawl was made 100% for free. They even had the variegated yarn at the bottom. So yeah. So all this yarn was acquired that day. Couldn't tell you anything about any of the yarns except for the yellow, and I would have to look that up because I don't remember. So, yeah. So that's what I was wearing yesterday, and I told you guys I'd show you. So, I am a man of my word. So, yeah. So anyways, I don't really have a whole lot else to talk about. So I am going to come back tomorrow for my progress for Wednesday. And I'm going to try to remember to film. But yeah, I'm sorry. Yesterday evening I just couldn't film because I was too frustrated by my mistake. And by the time I got my mistake finished or fixed, I was just so tired that I just, I had to go to bed. I just couldn't. And this morning I ran out of time to film because I had to be somewhere. So you just saw 2 days worth of progress, but it is what it is. So anyways, enough rambling on. I will see you tomorrow for Wednesday's progress. Okay, it is Friday afternoon, Friday the 13th. And you might recall that the last time I filmed was Tuesday. Yeah, this is going to be kind of a short video because, okay. Wednesday, I made a little tiny bit of progress. I don't remember how many rows I did. And then yesterday, I did a whole bunch of progress. I forgot to film Wednesday night and last night. So, yeah, I'm sorry about that. Completely forgot to film, just completely slipped my mind. Anyways, I didn't make any progress yet whatsoever today. Whether or not I will, I don't know, because, I'll get into that in a minute, but I haven't made any progress at all today. And so I wasn't willing to make any progress till I filmed this, but I did do some knitting this morning. I finally put those last 2 pink rows on my section 1 of Exploration Station. So now I've got section 1 completed on that, and I can now put that away until I have an opportunity to work on it again. It'll be a while. Yeah, and I don't have it with me. I'll show you in my next podcast episode. And then I also got out my bubble sweater and started working on it. And there's a reason for that, okay? I'll talk about that in a minute. But first, here's my progress. I have gotten through row 15 of section 5. At row 15, section 5. Yeah. So, that's where I'm at. And I'm not going to be making any more progress on it till at least Sunday evening, which means I will film one more time on Sunday evening because I am actually going over to my friend's house this weekend, and I'm going to be staying over at his house for 2 nights. So tonight and tomorrow night. So I'll be coming home Sunday evening. So maybe I can make some more progress on it then. However, since we do watch a lot of movies, and when I'm doing more complicated things, my hands sometimes stop moving while I'm watching a movie because I get so engrossed in what I'm watching. I'm going to bring my bubble sweater because that is plain stockinette stitch, and I feel like this is going to be easier to work on. So I'm not going to work on this again till Sunday evening. So you're not going to see too much more progress, maybe a row or 2. And then I'll go back to fully working on it next week. Alright, this weekend I'm going to work on my bubble sweater. So, yeah. So that's pretty much the only bit of progress I have, and so I guess I'll see you on Sunday evening for the final installment of week 3. Okay, it is Monday the 16th. It's actually Monday evening, and I haven't filmed since Friday. And I just came on quick to film a quick outro for week 3. I have made no progress since I've seen you guys last. Still where I was before. It doesn't mean I won't make any progress this week. I will. But over the weekend, I was staying at my friend's house, which you would have heard me say on Friday. And so I brought my bubble sweater with, and I made a fair amount of progress on the body of that. So I'll be showing that off on my podcast episode, which I'm just waiting for a few acquisitions to arrive in the mail, and then I will do my next podcast episode. So I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, some yarns went on clearance that I've been wanting for a while. And so I was like, oh shoot, well, better order some. And then I think I mentioned that Shibui Knits is going out of business. And so I ordered some yarn from them. And so yeah, I'll be showing that off in my next podcast episode. Excuse me. However, another exciting thing that happened today was, since it's Martin Luther King Day today, I didn't have anywhere I needed to be because because my school program was closed today due to Martin Luther King Day, and I'm on furlough for my job till April, so yeah. That's all I'm going to say. I don't really care to share what my program is or anything, just because that's kind of personal, but just that it's Martin Luther King Day, and so we had a holiday. So there's a podcast I've been wanting to listen to for a long time now. It is the Very Pink Knits Question and Answers podcast. And if you are not familiar with Very Pink Knits, Stacy Perry, she is one of the main knitting teachers on YouTube, one of the earlier ones, and she has a video on just about every knitting technique you could possibly need to know. Anyway, she has a podcast on Apple Podcasts. Not all the episodes on Apple Podcasts, just some of the newer ones are. And so if you want to listen to the older ones, you have to go on her website, and they're all there. All the episodes up until the current one, they're all there. And so I've been listening to that today. I think I listened to 5 episodes? Yeah, I listened to 5 episodes. And guess what I was doing when I was listening to those 5 episodes? I got my twists and turns out and started working on it. I'm kind of proud of myself because I have not been enjoying Clue 3. And I think it's safe to talk about it now because most people are finished. Just that I am not, and so I'm still keeping it a mystery, so please don't spoil anything in the comments. But yeah, Clue 3 is the really long strip. I don't have it with me. It's downstairs right now, but anyways, yeah, so it's got the really long strips. I'm still on the first half of Clue 3, but I finished a whole entire half of a repeat, which is pretty exciting. But when I'm knitting, I'm either watching TV or I'm trying to pay attention to what someone is saying, or I'm watching a knitting podcast or something. And so I can't just knit a short little tiny row and then have to stop and change my row counter, keeping in mind the whole time I'm knitting that row, I might as well just have my pattern pulled up because I'm just going to be changing my row so frequently, and I got to know how many stitches I need to purl before I do my cables, and it's just so many reasons why I haven't been working on it, because yes, I can do things with that stitch count just fine, but it's got to be something plain, like a big stockinette or garter stitch panel. Yeah, so I now have an excuse to work on twists and turns. Whenever I want to listen to the Very Pink Knits podcast, I will be doing that. So I'll talk more about that and pretty much say the whole thing all over again in my podcast episode. But like I said, I gotta wait for a couple acquisitions to arrive in the mail before I do that episode. So yeah. So pretty excited about that. But yeah, so I've made no progress. And so yeah. But at least I got a little done on twists and turns, which I'm pretty excited about. I consider that a win because I have not been intimidated by this. I haven't been intimidated by twists and turns, just that it's been kind of a annoyance for me to work on. So, yeah. Anyways, so hopefully I'll be back tomorrow with more Aurora Cabin Shawl progress. Yeah, hopefully. Because I'm trying to decide between bringing, because when I'm on the bus tomorrow headed to my school program, because I take the city bus there, I haven't decided if I'm bringing my bubble sweater or my Aurora Cabin Shawl. I'm thinking probably my Aurora Cabin Shawl will end up coming with. So yeah, I will definitely try to get some more progress on this tomorrow. As well as maybe some more twists and turns progress, which you guys won't see because, of course, my podcast episode is when you'll see it. And also, as soon as I get Clue 3 done, I will make a Clue 3 video. I know it's kind of late to the game getting Clues 3 and 4 done, but I'm still going to make my videos anyways because that series still deserves to be finished. So, yeah, I'm going to try to get it all done and still have that content for you guys, even if I finish it in February. And I guess I don't know for sure because I haven't seen what Clue 4 looks like because I'm keeping it a mystery. But I suppose maybe I could... Well, okay, let me start over. I suppose maybe if Clue 4 is easier, maybe I will be able to work on it in more scenarios. When I say easier, I mean like longer rows to the point where I can like sit down and watch a knitting podcast. And you know, because right now the only scenario in which I can think of other than listening to the Very Pink Knits podcast, in which I can work on it is in a waiting room at a clinic or something because, you know, and I don't have that scenario come up very often. So, yeah, because I don't necessarily want to take that project on the bus necessarily because I'm constantly using my cable needle. But things like twists and turns, Aurora Cabin, things like Aurora Cabin, I'm only using my cable needle every so often, so it's fine. But yeah, so anyways, I'm ranting on way too much, but I guess I'm just overly excited that I got half a repeat done on Clue 3 today, so yeah, hopefully maybe tomorrow evening I can work a little more on it. We'll see. I just got to get Clue 3 done is more or less what needs to happen so that I can move on to Clue 4 and hopefully get the whole shawl done within the month of February. So yeah. Anyways, since I have made no more progress since Friday, we've effectively passed Sunday, so I'm going to conclude week 3 here, and I will be back tomorrow for week 4. Or I guess the next time that I have progress to share, I will be back, which I assume will be tomorrow. Yeah, it'll be tomorrow, because I'll bring this with me. Yeah, I'll bring this with. Yeah, okay. So I'll be back tomorrow with some more progress, but I'm going to end week 3 here, and so tomorrow will be the first part of week 4. So, I'm Andrew. Thank you for checking in here at the Neon Knitter, and I'll see you for week 4 of Vloguary.